Hi, good day and welcome to our diaries from Qatar. We're covering the 2022 FIFA World Cup, which is the first time it is coming to an Arab country, and Qatar is hosting the rest of the world. A lot of conversations happened before the tournament started, but once the football started, the focus has been on the football proper. And as Ghanaians, the most interesting part is to find other Ghanaians living in a host country. And today, we've been lucky to be welcome home. When I say home, in the home of a Ghanaian or a couple of Ghanaians, and they are hosting us later to some lunch. But before then, we'll have a conversation about their life and their stay here in Qatar and how they get information as far as Ghana is concerned and what they want to see replicated back home if they have to return home someday. So I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ghanaians amongst me, and we're going to have a conversation individually and collectively. First, though, I'll speak to Elder Bibi, who is the chairman of the Ghanaian community here in Masaid. I hope I got the pronunciation right, which is where a lot of the Ghanaians are based. We're told it's your, if you like, fashion around Tema. So it's an industrial hub where there are a lot of companies and industries, and a lot of Ghanaians are here who work for these companies. We'll delve into how they got to Qatar and what they've been doing since they arrived in this country. So, Elder Bibi, I'll start from you. How long have you been in Qatar?
Thank you very much, and greetings to your audience and listeners. I've been to Qatar, I think about 13 years now, since 2009. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, in 2009 April.
Right.
That was the time I came here.
Okay.
Yes, my family joined me in the same year, August 2009.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what I know you are the chairman of the Ghanaian community here. First of all, how many Ghanaians do we have in Qatar or in Masaid? Is that the pronunciation?
Yes. When we take Qatar in total, information gathering from the Ministry of Interior indicate that we have over 6,000 Ghanaians
That's a lot.
in Qatar. But looking at Masaid alone, which is the industrial hub, we'll have about between 200 to 300, Ghanaians.
That's
Yes.
decent. That's a sizable
Yeah.
number of
Yeah.
Ghanaians. So usually, what kind of work do the Ghanaian community, the larger chunk of the Ghanaian community, what work do they do?
Right. There are varieties of activities. Those of us in Masaid here, most of us are in the aluminium setup. The company is just similar to Valco.
Right.
It's an aluminium smelting plant. They call it Qatalum,
Okay.
Qatar Aluminium Company. Yeah, the company was set up in the year 2008. Yeah, they finished building the plant 2009, and that was the time we were recruited from Ghana to start the plant.
Wow.
So we actually started the plant.
Wow.
Yes.
So are there other nationals that work with you at the site, at the plant?
Yes, we have so many other nationals.
Okay.
Yeah, from Norway. The company itself is 50% Norwegians, Nox Hydro, and then 50% QP, Qatar Petroleum. It's now Qatar Energy. So the Qatar government owns 50%, and then the Norwegians also, they own 50%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So were you working in the same industry that you're working here now? Did you work at Valco? You mentioned that it's similar to Valco. Did you work at Valco in the past when you were in Ghana?
Yes. Valco has been the only place that I've worked in my lifetime.
Wow.
I started working with Valco in the year 1986.
Wow.
Yes.
That's 36 years ago or so.
Yes. So I've been in this industry over 30 years. Yeah. So until 2009, when the plant was shut as a result of power crisis.
Yes.
So almost all of us were at home. And thank God it was the same year that Catalan resurrected and or they started and they came to recruit us and our family members.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you say life has been since you arrived in Qatar? What were your expectations when they came? Because I'm 13 years ago. I mean, was Qatar this rich as people say they are now? I mean, what was the expectation coming to Qatar at the time?
Right. Thank you very much. I'll first and foremost thank my former employers, Valco, for catapulting me to whatever I find myself now.
Okay.
Now, coming to my expectation, coming to Qatar, of course, when it comes to life, we all want to progress in life. So I was expecting to move forward. One thing that by the grace of God, I've managed to achieve is that all my children I brought here, they've all gained admission into schools and colleges outside, let's say Ghana, in abroad.
Okay.
Yes. I have 4 children. I brought 3 of them per the contracts as at the time.
Okay.
The first one has finished his master's in China, currently working there. The second one graduated some few months ago in Holland, and he started work just this month, November.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
So the third and the last one left us in the month of September 25th. She is currently in Poland, studying business management.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So I can say that my expectation has been achieved because all that I needed to do is to invest into my children, and that has been done. Even though I'm still looking after the last one to graduate, the Lord has done a great deal.
You sound like
Yeah.
if you were in Ghana, that wouldn't have been possible. Is that the case? Is that your feeling?
It may, but it might be very, very, very difficult to achieve that.
Okay.
But over here, it was very, very easy.
Would you say the remuneration is good compared to what you were earning at Valco?
Yes, yes, it's far, far, far,
Far, far better.
yeah, better.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's speak to Ma Yvonne. Ma Yvonne, thank you very much. So the baby says he came here 13 years ago. How
Yeah.
long have you been here?
Yeah, I think I have been here 12 years
Oh, okay.
because he came 2009. I was here 2010.
Great.
Yeah, so just like the experience he had, we all have that experience. We came as wives because in our passport it was like we are to be here as a housewives.
Oh, really?
So that is what they wrote in our passport. But to the glory of God, things changed. When we came here, we noticed that we cannot just be housewives, but we can also work.
Okay.
Yeah, so some of us, we did some courses that can fit us into what we can do around. And now, like I am working with the QP school here,
Okay.
right here. I came with my husband. My husband was here just like that. He came first, then they brought we the wives. I came with my children to 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like Daddy is saying, my firstborn is also in Germany. He has finished school in Germany. My second one is also in Estonia. And the third one is about also to go to university.
Wow.
So, and we brought them very young. Yeah, when they came, they were, and the environment, just like he said, this is a industrial area,
Yeah.
and it's only those that are working with Catalan and QP and the companies around that
Yeah.
we are staying here. So, fortunately, they had school just for the children.
Okay.
So
It's all part of the package.
It's part of the package.
Right.
It's part of the package. So it was very like when you go to the school, we used to have a lot of Ghanaian children
Okay.
in Said school, and it was very international. Just like the question you asked, we have Indians,
Yeah.
Pakistanis, Philippines, South Africans. So it was very international, but it was really much of the Ghanaian children.
Mm.
So fortunately, something changed, and most of them have gone back. But yeah, it's a very good place to come. When I remember when we were coming, people were telling us that this is a Muslim country,
Yes.
don't come. But when we got here, we noticed that this is the most peaceful country you can ever think of. I've been here from 2010. I always say I've never heard anyone quarreling. I've never heard anyone fighting. You cannot see it around because the system is so clear for you. You cannot fight. If you fight here, you'll be in your plane going back to your country. You cannot do anything. Just like when you talk to people about how the country is, they were like, "This is not true."
Yeah.
But now that you are here, you experience it
That's
around.
true. That's true.
That the country is very peaceful. It's very peaceful. No stealing. You can leave your phone outside and
Yeah.
go and come back.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I can testify
will
to
be
that.
there.
One of my
Yeah.
colleagues lost his phone at the metro, and he called and they said, "Come for your phone."
Exactly. So this is the kind of country we are in. We are so much secured. You don't think of people coming in like you stealing and all those things. No. You have
Wow.
not experienced it since we came here. So this is a beautiful place.
But
yeah.
when you were coming to support your husband at the time,
Yeah.
you had to leave your dreams behind,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Mm.
I mean, in your mind, what was it going to be like? Because it was stated that you're going to be a housewife. Did you think that was the end of your career as a woman?
All right. Back home, what I will say is I was a housewife
Okay.
because I was supposed to be an administrative officer or someone working as a secretary back home. But then when I started having my children, women,
Yeah.
you cannot join the two. So I went into fashion. So I was like sewing. I did that training. So I was just sewing at home,
Okay.
back home. So coming here I was thinking that it's going to be much better for me coming here. And so when we came here, fortunately for us, the children's education, where the school is and where we are, is not that far. All right, so the children can go to school, and if you also want to do something, you can. So I noticed that I can be better than what I was doing. That was how I trained. I went to do some courses to get into the education section because back home I was not a teacher.
Okay.
But when I came here, one beautiful thing about it, the women, it's easy to fit into their teaching section because it's an Arabic country.
Yeah.
So you having the English as a basic from your country coming here, it's easy for you to get a job.
Okay.
So one thing I noticed that those who don't even have much qualification, the women here were able to fit into the education section. And when they tell you the salary they are getting, it is great.
Really?
Yeah, it's very. So
For some of us, I mean, with you, okay, Qatar became rich maybe the last 10, 8 years, but has Qatar always been this rich a country as a country?
The country is rich or was rich, but just like any country, that what we heard was that they were like it happened in Ghana. Some the whites who come in to take majority of the share, whatever, like the gold and those things. It was happening here with their oil, but at a point they were able to overcome.
Okay.
So they are now in full control of their system. So Qatar has the money. 10 years ago when you came, the road that you are coming, it was just one way, like one way in, one way out.
Oh, really?
That was our road from Isai to this one. We were here when they started constructing the road. Wow. And now look, it is 5 in, 5 out.
Yeah.
Right. So whatever within these 10 years, 12 years that we have been here, a lot of things have changed. All these roads that we were here when they started it.
Wow.
When we came, it was a small country.
Yeah.
But within these 12, 13 years, as Daddy said, they are into, projecting their country into another level. So always they are building, and also a lot of their policies have changed.
Yeah.
Okay, when we came in, there were a lot of policies that makes people not able to do certain things. But now a lot of policies have changed. So that is why people are coming in, things are flexible. Now everything's much. When we came in first, our dressing, now you have turned to, like, you see the way I'm covered.
Yes.
Yeah, now I've become used to it.
Okay.
When we were coming in, in our own way we used to dress anyhow. But when we came here first, it was you cannot dress anyhow.
You have to cover up.
We have to cover up. So some of us have got used to that way of dressing. Now when I see people in shorts,
It's so strange
it's
to you.
strange to me. Like, why is he dressed like that? But when we were back home, it is normal. I pray that when I go back, I'll be able to fit into that again.
But
Yeah.
how often do you go home though? Do you go home since your family has been here or was here?
Yeah,
Was
not
it
often. I think my last time was 2017 when I went home.
that's
Yeah,
about
yeah,
5 or so years ago?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But
Wow.
my husband is going often. You know,
Okay.
the men, they will go and leave the children here, take care of the children. Then they will go and do projects.
But
So we are here.
but how long do you think you're going to stay here? I mean, at some point you must come home
Yeah,
and come and
for
help.
because we came with our husbands, I think the policy for the company is at their age of 60,
Okay.
they have to go and we have to go with them. So
Okay.
that is how the system is. But you can choose to stay if you want to stay. Maybe you move from this community and go somewhere to Doha and stay.
Okay. But I mean, so is the plan? Is that conversation happening now? Your children are leaving and going abroad,
Mm.
and then maybe you're approaching the age limits. Is there a plan to go home, and are you doing any development at home so that you can relocate,
Yes,
or
yes.
you have
For
adopted
me,
this as your country?
no, 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 no. For me, I'm going back. I would like to go back.
Okay.
For now, there are projects going on there. Yeah, we have projects going on down.
Okay.
That I think we have turned our old place into a shopping mall that will be a structure for a store. We are almost done with that one, which we like to. Then I'm also thinking of going into water business,
Okay.
which is also something. So for me, and my husband is always thinking of going back home. So I don't know how I will
Stay
go.
here.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I pray that whatever we are projecting down there will go on successfully then.
Okay.
When he has farms, he is also into farming. Recently that you went there, you went to the Volta region somewhere called with the land. He got the land. He's
Okay.
into planting things. He's that much farmer like. So I think we will go back eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me speak to my Gloria about. She's also one of the pioneers
Yes.
in Qatar. Do you miss home? Don't you miss home?
Yes, I sometimes miss home.
Okay. So what do you usually miss about Ghana? I mean,
Ghana, Ghana is a freedom country.
yeah.
Unlike here, you are strictly like certain things you cannot do. When it comes like party, you cannot party anyhow. Though you can party in your home, but outside when you have a lot of people
Yeah.
around you. But here, maybe a few people.
Yeah.
Me, I like party.
Right. So how long
And
have you
also
been here
I
for?
miss my family
Yeah.
sometimes. My children, two of my children are back home.
Okay.
And yes, but I used to go to Ghana sometimes twice in a year.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
Twice in a year
Yeah.
is fine. How long have you been here, by the way?
13 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
13 years.
Yeah, my husband came February, yes, and then I joined August.
Was there a point that when your husband got a job, you said like Qatar, an Arab country? Did you try to discourage him from coming?
I didn't, but I personally didn't want to come.
Okay.
Because I heard you cannot work here. Like my sister, they said you cannot work as a woman.
Yeah.
You'll be a housewife. I was like, for me, I don't like sitting down idly, not doing anything. So I was into my own business, and I said, if I come here, what am I coming to do? So I refused my husband when he told me I should join him. So there was a guy who came to tell me, sister, just come 3 months. If you don't like the place, go back. I said, no, I wasn't coming. But I thought of my daughter.
Okay.
Since she was coming with me, I said, what if I don't come and later on there's an opportunity and I will be responsible for that, for not allowing her to come. So I decided to come.
Okay.
So when I came for first 3 months, I was always crying.
Really?
Yes.
Well, why are you crying?
Because I wasn't doing anything. And I'm the person that don't like asking.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to be
A burden or something.
yes. So I always want to have things on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I was always crying. When my husband come home, I'll be sitting on the staircase like this and be crying. And he'll be asking, why are you crying? I said, no, I want to go back home.
But your daughter came with you.
Yes.
Was she also crying all the time?
You know, when we first came, the school wasn't complete, so they were home.
Okay.
That was what made me cry more.
Okay.
I said, it's because of her that I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not attending school. So why am I here? I have to go back home and then take care of my business or whatever thing I was doing there. And she got the school and then she started school. That was when I also thought of getting myself something.
Okay.
And then I went into this teaching course and then I got something and then I became a little bit happy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're now into full-time teaching?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks like the women are more likely to get up.
Yes. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of men who do the construction, more often the security and all of that. So would you say this has been a good experience? I mean,
yes, it has been a good experience. And you know, for here is like my sister said, it's a place you can bring up children. Children, if you want disciplined children, this is a place.
But do they have friends? Do they get friends? Do they mingle, your children?
Yes, when they go to school. But sometimes they visit their friends, sleep over and all those things. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Thank you very much. So we'll speak to Mr. Nano as well. He's the secretary of the Ghanaian community here in Masaid, a very beautiful country. In Qatar, yes, in Qatar. Very beautiful country. A lot of misconceptions about Qatar, the country, the restrictions. Were you also concerned when you got the opportunity to come here?
Thank you very much, Mr. Udru.
Yes.
When I had the opportunity to come, just like everyone else, because this is an Arab country, there was a little bit of mixed feelings.
Okay.
But of course, there's always the notion that opportunities comes by once, but when it comes, you have to pick them and then make the most out of it.
Right.
So for me, this was an opportunity that I can venture into and then make the best out of it. Yeah. So I came and I realized that, a lot of these misconceptions about this country, these Arab countries and the rest, in fact, most of them are pure conjecture.
Okay.
And that it's really not the same as we earlier thought.
Okay.
Yeah. This country is actually, one of the best countries you can bring up children, as they've rightly said, because of their system. And these are things that I believe, as Ghanaians, we can take back home and implement.
Okay.
Yeah. So I see this country as a country that there's so many opportunities, so many things we have learned over the past 13 years. I also came here I was here in June 2009.
Were you also with Valco?
Yes, I worked briefly with Valco.
Okay.
And then I went and worked with Unilever.
Okay.
Yeah. So my last place of employment in Ghana before coming to Qatar was actually Unilever.